Hi all, today we're gonna be doing a lead code question which is to find isomorphic string. So we are given two strings S and T. We need to determine whether both strings are isomorphic or not. So two strings are isomorphic if we can replace a character of any string and which can be replaced to make another string. So if I replace any character from string S with the character of T, and if it is possible to make the string vice versa, we can be say like it is isomorphic. Also they are saying like no two characters can map to a same character in the string. So all the occurrences of a character at particular string can be mapped to the another one. So if you see for this one, if I zoom a bit, so they are saying here this is like example, E is mapped to A, G is mapped to D, another G is also mapped to D. So this is fine, like all the characters are mapped to same characters. If I say for this one, F is mapped to B, but the O is mapped to A, another O is mapped to R, so it is false. No two character at a string can be mapped to another character at a different string or different character at a string. So let's see the constraint. Sorry. So they are saying like there can be one character to 10 to the power 4 character in a string. Size of a string can be same in the both, and there can be, you can say, character like ASCII character, maybe uppercase and lowercase as a character in the string. So let's see with some example how to do this and with the approaches. So I have, I'll take one by one all these strings. So let's take the first one string. I have E, G, G, and another, you can say the T string is A, D, D. What I need to do, I need to say if it is possible to replace the character of a first string with the second, and if it is possible to make the second string after replacing the first. So what I mean to say, like if it is suppose this is our indexes 0, 1 and 2, and what we are doing, we are replacing the values. So if I say this is something my table, I'll replace the value, like for a particular ith index, I'll replace s string value with t string value, and I will be creating some new string. So this is some new string. I have this, so I'll iterate over again over the array, or you can say over the string 0, 1, 2. The size is 3 in this case. I'll say okay, change all the occurrences of e with a. So I need to replace all the occurrences of e with a. Why? They are saying like if it is possible to replace all these strings, if it is possible to replace all the character in a different string, and it is possible to make the same string again, so we can say it is isomorphic. So if I replace E with A, what can be my string now? So if I replace E with A, my string will become A, G, G. If I again come to this string, I'll replace G with D. I'll say okay, replace G with D. My string will become like ADD. Again, I'll say okay, replace G with D in the next character. So G is replaced with D, but I don't have any G here. So my string will be ADD. Now if you see, my new string is equals to T. Why? Because this is an isomorphic. You can say if my new string is equals to T, if I have changed all the string, like if I have changed all the character string S with character T or string T, I'm able to get the same string as a T with a new string. So it is isomorphic. If I take the second example, this is the example which is not valid, foo and var. I'll make the mapping again. I have index, I have string S, I have string T, and I have new string. Okay. So what I'll do, I'll iterate again. I have that index 0, 1 and 2. I'm mapping my F to B at first. I'm mapping this with this, or you can say I'm replacing my F with B. All the occurrences of F with B. So I replace F with B, so it then become A, you can say BOO. I replace F with B, all the occurrences. Same. Now my index is this. I'll replace all the occurrences of O with A. It is a BAR. So I'll replace BAA. You can see now my next index is O, and I'm replacing with R. So my next is O, I'm replacing with R, but I don't have any A over here, O over here. So my string will become what? BAA. Is these two are same? No, it is BAR, and it is BAA. So this is not equal, so it is not isomorphic. So if it is possible to replace all the character and we are getting the same string again, so we can say it is isomorphic. We can use any string, like if I replace the character from this to here, so I need to check the new string formed is equals to B or not. So just we need to see if we are replacing a character in a string with another character of another string. So if it is possible to take the another string equals to new string, that can be said as a you can say isomorphic string. Now, if you see what I'm doing, I'm iterating over the array. I'll say character by character, I'm iterating. So I can say, okay, I'm using order of n loop for this. Now, I'm just replacing all the characters, all the occurrences of particular character in the string with another character. So I'm using another O of n for replacing. You can see I'm using multiple, you can say iteration to do the same, which is not optimized. What I need to do, I need to do this in a single iteration. What can I do? Instead of like replacing, I can map this character. This is what I'm trying to do. Like I'm just saying, okay, change O with B or change O with A or change F with B. So if I just wanted to say I need to map, what I can do, I can create a hash map. So I'll say, okay, approach to use hash map. What hash map can do? It can take, you can say, I will compare, I will store the occurrences. I'll say, okay, S I have mapped with T. So this is some string, I use the character, I mapped the S character with T's character. If I say, I'll take the example first, EGG, and the S is EGG, and S is given S is given EGG and T is given ADD. Okay, what I'll do, I'll create a hash map entry. I'll say, okay, E I have mapped with A. For the first occurrences, E I mapped with A. I'll get G in the next character. I'll say, okay, map G with D for now. Again, if I iterate, I'll say, okay, I got a next G. I'll just check whether G is present in this string or not. I just need to check whether G character is already present in this hash map or not. If it is present, its value should be equal to the next character we are mapping to. If we are mapping G with D, this mapping should also be equal. So if I say, okay, I got this string, it is already mapped to G and it is equals to D. The value is equals to D and the another character is equals to D. I can say, okay, this is valid. You can say this is valid. Our that what we are checking. So this is isomorphic. This is a valid isomorphic string. If I take another string, the same foo bar example, f is, you can say s is foo and t is bar. I will take that mapping again. I'll take, I have mapped my f with b. If I'm just iterating over the character, I have mapped my f with b. Same, if I map my o with a, and another go and I map this O with R. You can say if I come to this position, I'll say is O is already present. I'll say yes. If I'm not checking, it can be replacing my value with R. Like this can be my next entry. You can say another entry, but O is already there. I need to check if O's value is equals to A or not. So if it is there, O key is also there. If the O's value in the hash map is equal to the character we are checking, if it is equal, then it is okay. Otherwise, it is not okay. I just need to return false because we are trying to map O with A, but O is already mapped to A. We are trying to map O with R. So what we are saying, I am just saying I'm trying to map this O with R, but my O is already mapped to A. So I cannot map two different character with same character. If I take another example, like this mapping is working fine for me, but there's one more problem. There cannot be only one mapping. If I say the example BA, BD, and or I can say BA, CD, BA, CD, and there is another string called BA, BA. Okay, I'll try to make the entry from S to T. Okay, I'm doing the S to T mapping. What I'm saying, okay, B come first, just map to B. So I map this with this. I'll say, okay, A came now, A just map to another A in the next string. I'll get C again. I'll say, okay, now I got C, I just map to B. Okay, this is also fine. I don't have C. I'll map to B. Again, I'll say, okay, I got the new entry, it is D, just map to A. Just map to A, like D map to A. But you can see, I already have B marked to B. How can I mark C with B? So if I take the reverse mapping, I'll say, okay, map T with S. My new mapping will look like this. I mapped my B to B, A to A. Okay, I mapped my A to A. Now, what I'm saying, I'm just saying mark this B with C. But I already have this B. How can I mark this B with C? So this is an invalid case. Same if I say mark this A with D, but I already have this A marked to A. How can I mark A with D? So I just need to check the mapping in both. So let me show you with example of a code how we'll try to do this. So I will be having two mapping entry. So I'll say something called smap. I'll have it will be a default dictionary, or you can say empty dictionary. I will be having some T map. So I'll be doing S to T mapping and T to S mapping. Okay, I will be iterating over the characters. So I'll say, okay, for iterating over the characters, I will have some character S, and from string T, I'll have character T. Okay, I'll get both the character at the same time using some zip function, which will be giving me one character of each at a time from S and T. I will just check if my character S is in, uh, you can say if my character is in our S mapping or not. So I'm just checking whether this is in S mapping or not. If it is there, I just need to check if the character's value as at S map. Okay, S map should have S map at the character S should have value equals to what? Our T value. So I'll say, okay, it should be value equals to T. If it is not equal, I need to just return false. So I'll say, okay, if it is not a valid case, I'll just return false from here. Okay, because our expectation is not as per the requirement. So I'll say, I'll return false from here. Same case, what I'll say, return false. Now, if this is a case, same can happen in the reverse mapping. So I'll say, okay, just check the same in the reverse mapping as well. Okay, so what I'll check, okay, character T, check in map T if the T's map having the character T mapped to character S at a time, if it is not equals to the value we are expecting, return false. At last, what we'll do, I'll just map this value. So I'll say, okay, map this value. I'll say T map, you can say S map, where character S should have value T. Okay, character T. And same with for T map, I'll say character at T should be mapped to character at C. Character T should be mapped to character S. Okay, this is our code. At last, if everything is working fine, I'll say at last nothing is bad. Just return true from here. So I'll say return true. Let me check this code whether this is working fine or not. Yeah, it is accepted. Let me submit this code. So as I can see, this code runs fine, and that's all for today. Hope it's like you have got how to do this. Like we have done this in a single iteration, in a single for loop, order of n, and we have just taken extra space of order of n. So this is what our code requires, and it is optimized. So yeah, that's all for today. Thanks for watching.